Okay, that was beautiful. Hey everyone, this is Joe from ActionX. Welcome back to What's on the Tube. Today we are going to be, today I'm going to be reviewing My Hero Academia Season 4 premiere. Now, before I continue, I apologize for my angle, the setting, the backdrop, and also a lot of things. I will be very brief about this. We'll get to the main episode, don't worry. What's going on is that there were some people doing some construction in my house, so my usual area of recording has been unusable for a couple days. So hopefully by tomorrow, when I come back next time for the Rookie Season 2 Episode 3, it should be all fine. But today this had to happen. They're finishing up tomorrow. So hopefully by tomorrow I'll have everything set back up so that we can resume properly. So I apologize for the weird setup. So apologize for that. Anyway, so let's get on to it. I can't waste anymore. I already waited so long. My Hero Academia Season 4 finally premiered today. This was a very long-awaited season. I remember when George first pitched me on watching the show about 2 years ago. And I was like, no, sounds kind of stupid. Because the way he's tried to pitch me the show wasn't entirely up to my snuff. Because he was telling me, oh, it's focusing on a class of 20 students. Like, how do you do that? How do you focus on 20 different protagonists at the same time? And we saw the first episode, like, okay, it's fine. And then I watched episode 2 and then 3 and 4 and I watched everything. And after season 3 finished airing last year, I was kind of really bummed out that we had to wait more than a full year for season 4. And a lot of people who read the manga were very well aware that, number one, this was going to be the biggest arc so far, the manga, and now the series is going to be embarking. And also the fact that animation-wise, there was a lot of, supposedly, I don't know anything. I haven't read the manga or anything. There's a lot of great fight scenes coming up, so they needed more time for polish, and I understand that. Plus, they got another movie on the way, so I would rather have them now delay the whole season instead of rushing it back in April and probably giving us some pretty. No, this is not meaning to them. I'm just saying piss poor animation. So thankfully they went with the right choice, pushing it back from April to October. Now that we're here. It's going to be great to now have a full going from 2019 into 2020, getting new My Hero Academia episodes again every week, both dubbed and subbed. So I'm very excited for that. But anyway, that's enough fanboying on my backstory of My Hero Academia. Let's get to the season 4 premiere. I was a bit worried. The thing is that I pitched this to George and I pitched this to a lot of people. I am told now when it comes to anime based off manga, which is majority of anime nowadays. A lot of people don't like it when they do filler episodes or filler arcs. My Hero Academia falls into the category where it's I would love to see some filler episodes, slice of life episodes, just focusing on them having day-to-day normal student problems instead of just doing the big thing. And I still like how they do the show. It's just I would be totally fine if they put maybe 5 filler episodes. That's just me. Call me weird. I am weird, but that's just how I roll. So the reason why I say this is that this episode is another recap episode, filler episode, before we start the season 4 proper. This is still part of season 4, but this was just to get everyone reacquainted with the characters and also maybe even say hello to some new people who's joining along for the ride this season. And before you say, well, it's been a full year, I'm pretty sure everyone watched it. Yeah, honestly, you would be surprised. I was planning on doing a whole rewatch of My Hero Academia. I would watch an episode or 2 a day. I was going to start in August, and I finished it in August. So that's just how great the series is. It's just that I needed to, even if I know what's going to happen, I just like seeing the episodes again. And this season is hopefully not going to be an exception as well. So, am I mad? Am I kind of disappointed that the season 4 premiere, the episode we waited so long for, was a recap episode? No, not entirely. It's still My Hero Academia. It's still getting us reacquainted. What has our characters been doing since the end of season 3? And honestly, nothing. And again, as I should mention, spoilers if you haven't. This is going to spoil the episode, so please don't watch this review until after you go see the episode. But until then, okay, so now let's resume. So the way they did this season is that, well, first of all, let's start with the opening. I love the opening. I am a little disappointed on the choice of how the opening is animated. I was expecting, I don't know. I feel like this has been the first anime season where like I am very, very, very excited about it, and this was the first time where we knew of the opening for so long, and we got the release of the opening before the premiere. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, this is how this segment of the song is going to be. And then it was like when we got it, was like not what I was expecting. But now rewatching it a few more times, I'm pretty I'm still a fan of it, but I was disappointed of it in the beginning. But the season 4 premiere definitely did an interesting turn where we don't resume with the meeting between Overhaul and the League of Villains. We don't get to see Deku and Miru immediately talk about the Night Eye thing. We don't get to see any of that just yet. I feel like it's been a few days since the big fight with Miru. I believe so. I'm not sure. They didn't specify how many episodes it's been since that episode. But we get to see, I think, a little bit of we see a weird time paradox, or again, now the events of the hideout arc, the hideout raid arc, and the Hero Intermission arc, very weird in terms of timing, because the reason why I say this is that there's the whole premise of the episode is that this news publication, this newspaper company, wants to do an expose on All Might's retirement, but they are the last ones to do their own edition since everyone else has released their own, but they want to do something special. So they reach out to this very special, this very amateur, rookie, independent journalist to do their article, and his belief is that his whole hook is that he believes that we know as fans, the rest of the world doesn't know, that Class 1A has All Might's successor, because this journalist, which I'm forgetting the name, but he is an animated original, so I can't remember the name for crap. He's getting the real interpretation of All Might's message at the end of his fight, at the end of All Might's fight with All For One back in the mid-season of Season 3, where you're next. He knows that it's not meaning to the bad guys, you're next to go down. He's meaning that the next hero, the next All Might, is going to step up someday. He has to, well, we know it's Deku, but no one else knows that. And he wants to, do this whole expose and, try to, not infiltrate, but, try and get to, get the evidence to prove that someone in Class 1A is the successor to All Might. And stupidly enough, the school agrees. I mean, you assume that the school would say, no more paparazzi, no more media, and they say, okay, sure. I mean, the reasoning is fine. They just started the dorm life, so it's at least get some positivity. Things are fine. Things are fine. But still, I mean, if I was the principal, I would say, hell no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to let anyone in. You know how much shit these kids have been through recently? Hell no. But again, this is just a filler, so I'm pretty sure. Never mind. So moving on. So they agree. We sort of get this day in the, not really a day in the life of the students. It's more we get to see a very simple day between them eating breakfast and them eating and then going to class. And we get to see a little bit of the character. I do like that when they did this for season 3. I'm definitely preferring this episode in terms of how they're recapping everything in terms of season 3, in terms of how are they introducing the characters and obviously giving everyone a little bit of insight into the 20 students of Class 1A before we begin the season proper. I think they did do a good job of doing that, and I feel like an imperative scene was a little bit weird. I watched it in the dub. I'm perfectly fine with the sub, but if the dub is there, I will watch the dub. If I have to wait, eventually I think they're not going to do the simul dub when we get more late into the season. So when we do eventually switch back to when we have to wait a while for the dub, I will go back to the sub. But the dub was a little bit weird in terms of when we got to the Deku All Might scene. But before we get to that, so he did manage to narrow down his candidates for All Might's successor to the six Class 1A finalists in the the sports festival, which does include Deku, and he does rule out everyone besides Deku. It makes sense that Deku would be the one, and obviously, thankfully, we have a smart person in this freaking world that can deduce this. Jesus. Anyway, so we get to see Deku and All Might have a talk after that. Ironically, as soon as he realizes that, Deku could be the successor, immediately All Might shows up and immediately goes straight to Deku. And he kind of gets a brief insight. How has All Might's been life I can't speak English today. How has his life been since retiring? Some people are still recognizing him, and some people are still fanboying over it. I mean, I would. He got some free meat buns, which ironically I was considering getting yesterday, but I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'll just wait till I get home and have a proper lunch. So they have a little bit of a talk about how Deku's still like admiring the fact that even retired All Might's still like important, but All Might does remind him that no, yeah, you're right, but still, you and your class are gonna have to step up someday soon, and reminding him that eventually they'll have to pick up where he left off, which is imperative for this now going into this post All Might world. And he leaves, and then the journalist comes around revealing that his quirk is very weirdly enough. I don't know how does someone like, and this is the same thing I had an issue with Iron Man back in the MCU. Like, is it fine? Well, not in the MCU, like in the comics, but it's like, doesn't feel weird like when you're growing cameras out of your hands? This is weird. I would try to like have surgery to remove them, to be honest. I know it's a quirk, I know it's his power, but still. But he gets the picture. He kind of like has enough circumstantial evidence to prove that Deku is All Might's successor, and he immediately like the way Christine's like, oh crap, Deku's about to get blown out. But wait, this is a filler. Where is this gonna turn to the other direction? But how it happens that he reveals that I thought it was gonna be the original when All Might was saving all the people from the burning fire. That imperative clip in the beginning of the series, this was a separate thing, I believe. I could be wrong. All Might saved a bunch of people, and one of those people was the journalist's dad, and that was his very first picture that eventually got him on the map and on the road to be a journalist, and he thanked All Might for that. So when he heard All Might was gone, he was kind of disappointed, and he actually used his title and his credibility to like investigate this and try and figure out, not to expose Deku, not to expose All Might, but to kind of like have some sense of security that, okay, there is a future symbol of peace. Deku will be the symbol of peace someday, and he knows now that, like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. We just have to wait a little bit, and then when Deku is ready, he will be the next All Might. So he kind of leaves. Like a little bit confident. And honestly, anyone would be, because like we still don't know. Like, well, in terms of the anime, I know the manga people probably know this already. We don't know how things are yet, of how things have been since not having an All Might anymore. And at least for me, if I was in that world and if I knew that, okay, there is hope, there is people going to step up someday, I would be fine. And like, obviously we'll have to go for a couple of waiting years, of course, that's inevitable, but at least I'll know that things will be alright someday, and that's imperative in this case, and this does echo it too. But before he goes, he takes a very weird selfie, and I gotta say, that was probably the most weirdest selfie I've ever seen in the history of television shows or animes or whatever. So he leaves, and then that's practically the episode. I honestly really did enjoy this episode. I really did. I think I'm putting a filter on it because like it is My Hero Academia, so it's like I guess people just don't like it when they waste the season premiere as a recap. But honestly, this makes more sense than ever because like we waited a full year for the show, and there are some people who hasn't seen the show since last time, so. I mean, some people do have short attention spans like me, but I rewatched the series, recently, so it's still fresh in my mind. But I still really like the way they started the season up, and I can't wait to next week will be season 4 proper, and I really can't wait. I really can't wait to see how the season goes. I really can't wait to see what these freaking manga people have been talking about for the past year. I really can't wait. I honestly can't wait to see how they this entire new arc goes for the series, and I'm really excited. Plus, have any of y'all seen the Heroes Rising trailer? That fucking shit looks dope, and I can't wait for that movie in 2020. I mean, 2019 in Japan, 2020 in America. So I can't wait for that. And My Hero Academia season 4 premiere gets 2 thumbs up for me. Really enjoyed it. Really recommend it. And even if you It's my last thing is like, would I recommend this for people who hasn't watched the show yet? Honestly, I really don't know. I mean, you could, but for me, it's much better to just watch the episodes that came before it. Honestly, in my opinion. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it as that. So just to let you guys know, I will not be reviewing every single My Hero Academia episode for season 4. It's just that I do not believe, like, I love the show a lot. I do love it. It's just that I feel like there's a lot of people covering this season already. So it's like, I don't know, it's like that shouldn't be the reason for me not to do it. I should jump in on the conversation. But honestly, there is much more experienced people, much more vocal people than me on My Hero Academia. I'm a big fan. I will be doing arc reviews. So once this overhaul arc concludes, I will be doing a proper review on that. So I will be back talking about My Hero Academia in the near future. It's just that I really wanted to express my thoughts on season 4's premiere, and I can't wait for the next 24 episodes, and then the next movie, and then I can't wait for that. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for hearing me out. Thank you guys so much for watching. In the overall What's on the Tube, I will be back tomorrow for the Rookie Season 2 Episode 3 review, so stay tuned for that. I'm also doing Nancy Drew as well. Next episode for that coming on this coming Thursday. Again, I'm not doing My Hero Academia Season 4 as a season entirely. I will be doing just the arcs, so I will be back when you will hear my thoughts again when the overhaul arc concludes. I might add a couple more shows from now and then in terms of you'll hear me. You'll know what's coming up. If you are unaware, this is ActionX. Please, if you really like this video, please subscribe for more What's on the Tube. If you want to check out some of our other gaming content, I'm really horrible with my grammar. I'm sorry. Check out our Zelda Let's Play or Couch Gamers. If you want to hear me and my friend or whatever friend of the week, you can hear the Pod X Cast. But if you just like What's on the Tube and you really like this, please like it, please share it, please favorite it, do whatever you want with this video except anything sexually explicit. I will be back soon, very soon, with another episode of What's on the Tube. But in terms of My Hero Academia, go plus ultra, and I'll see you guys when the overhaul arc concludes.